I know this video is a huge change of pace from my normal videos, but bear with me. Older technology has fascinated me for a good amount of time. I know nowadays we have supercomputers in our pockets with the smartphone, or even a $200 one can do some amazing things. But I also feel like having the entire internet in our pocket at all times can lead to us not appreciating things. Like having all the music in the world can lead to burden of choice, for example. Or having super short but satisfying TikToks or Reels can destroy your attention span. It certainly has for me. And the constant barrage of news has also made me more anxious. So it's bothered me for a decent amount of time, but I never really knew what to do with it. But then I found a video. A truly excellent video by Liam Thompson about using 1950s technology for a week. I loved the idea, but unfortunately with my lifestyle and lack of funds, I could not afford 1950s technology, but I do have a good amount of 2000s tech. I decided after watching it, I was going to take 10 days to go back in time and use 2000s technology for a week. And I failed, which we will discuss later. But this whole video began production in mid-September, and checking now it is November. So let's go back to my initial ideas for the challenge. So, as I said, my goal is that for 10 whole days, I will utilize early 2000s or just 2000s devices in general, or modern but similar equivalents if it's not realistic or feasible. For example, a 2005 flip phone will not make calls in the USA anymore, and that is due to the cell services that they use, 2G and 3G, getting shut down a while ago. So I will have to use a drug dealer special burner phone from Walmart. I also do not have an older TV. I will have to use this Walmart special smart TV. However, to simulate stuff like cable, I'll just use YouTube TV if I'm going to be honest. It's kind of like cable, but that's the only app I'm allowed to use on that thing. For most schoolwork, I'm going to be using a 2011 Toshiba laptop. Why am I not showing it? It is not here. I'm going to have to pick it up, but we'll get to that later. For my gaming fix, instead of using this Nintendo Switch, I'm going to have to use the PSP. This is pretty much the only 2000s gaming console I own. I still think some of the games actually hold up really well though, so we'll see. My life will be recorded on this 2006 Panasonic Lumix for pictures and video. Despite being the same age as me, it actually still takes some pretty good photos, which I will show. Video, on the other hand, is a different story. This is a video in mic quality of my ancient camera. It is about 480p, 30 frames per second, so not the worst, but that is about the resolution of like a 20-year-old game console. I also only get 20 minutes of recording time until it fills up an entire 2GB SD card. Last but not least, my trusty 2005 iPod video, plus a CD player. I will need to make one exception for modern devices, and that is potential schoolwork. I might not be able to do some engineering homework on my, old Toshiba, so we're gonna have to break out the actual brand new laptop for that, but other than that, I think I'll be okay. Without further ado, let's go on to day 0, my preparation day. It's about 7 a.m. I'd love to begin the challenge now, but I kinda can't. There's some pretty important stuff I have to grab first. Alright, today's plan is to acquire my necessities. That means driving from my college to my parents' house. It's only about an hour and a half round trip, as it's just from Akron to Cleveland, but still, not fun. After that, we can activate the phone and get the laptop running. And as far as I'm aware, I can start the challenge at that very moment. So let's go on a trip, shall we? We have made it unscathed. I have grabbed my CDs and CD player, and a bunch of DVDs along with my old flip phone. Now I got the microphone, I got the laptop, and I got this DVD player. I think I'm ready to head back. Alright, I got everything packed up.
I went out and made the 40-minute trip to my
home.
mom's house, where I would pick up most of the required items for this challenge.
Today, I'm going to set up everything and make sure it works. And then, tomorrow, I'm going to officially start this challenge. I am a little bit nervous, honestly, because I might run into several problems, especially since school exists, but I will cross those bridges when we come to them. Activating the phone was a bit of trouble, but eventually I got it. With the phone and laptop stowed away, it was time to begin the challenge. Alright, phone, laptop are stowed away, and now we're gonna go to sleep, watch some YouTube videos I guess for a little bit on this thing, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Alright, so day one. I have a lot of classes today, so I will not really be able to do much. However, I can still probably give my initial thoughts on things.
I then gave the laptop some more testing.
Alright, initial thoughts about this laptop. It is slow. It is extremely slow. I mean, it browses the web okay, but if you want to do anything else, you're kind of out of luck. There are definitely some positives to this thing. The keyboard is actually really good. The speakers are really good. You have a lot of ports for stuff. I mean, that's more than my modern laptop has.
Besides it being a little sluggish, all was well, until I tried it out in class. So, I tried this thing in class. Safe to say, it is not that great. And the battery life kind of is trash. It also won't connect properly to the Wi-Fi occasionally, so that's a bit of a problem. But, yeah. Oh, you sweet summer child, it is about to get so much worse. Okay, so we ran into a little bit of an issue just a minute ago. The entire OS decided to freaking die. Well, imagine the entire screen is this command prompt, and it doesn't really let you do anything. That was my experience. That was not fun. I will say, the flip phone though, this thing, not that bad. I like being able to discreetly check the time. I mean, T9 typing is not necessarily that fun. After that horrid technical failure, I had to go to my classes.
Alright, so I've just exited one of my classes, so now I kind of just want to play some video games. After playing video games for a bit, I went inside and listened to the Doors on my iPod, where I came to this conclusion. I honestly don't know how I've slept on the Doors for this long. They have some legitimately great songs. I gotta listen to them more.
After that long day, I decided to kick back and watch a movie.
Alright, it's been a very long day, and I kinda just want to relax, so we're gonna kick back and watch a movie. What movie, you may ask? Well, it's one of the more acclaimed, actually I don't know if I'd say acclaimed, but we're watching Shrek.
I proceeded to watch the first 50 minutes of Shrek and went to bed.
Alright, day 2 of this challenge. Today I've only got like one class, but I've also got a bunch of work to do. But I'm going to break up that work and go to the zoo later.
After my single class of the day, I looked at the directions on my computer, walked to and got in my car, and went to the zoo, where I saw real living dinosaurs. I definitely enjoyed my short time here. The animals were not the most active, but it was still really neat seeing all of them. I especially liked the otters, the gibbons, the bats, the lion, and the one you see right as you walk in, the penguins. If you are in the Akron area for whatever reason, I do definitely recommend coming here. Just come on an off day, as it might be a bit
Music
cheaper.
licensing
But yeah, it was great.
Alright,
it's the end of day 2, and I think I had a pretty good day today. There were some ups and downs, but I gotta say, it still was a good day in my opinion. One thing I've noticed is it was actually quite nice being disconnected from the world when I went to the zoo earlier. I mean, I still had a flip phone, but it was nice not being updated on real life event. Also, I think I'm really getting the hang of this T9 texting thing. I mean, I'm not blazing fast or anything, but I can write a message in like a minute, and that's pretty slow. But, okay, maybe like 30 seconds, but still. I I'm kind of proud of myself. I will say though, this computer is starting to become an issue. It's not only slow, but it freezes a lot, and the OS crash happened again today. So hopefully that doesn't become a recurring thing, although things kind of point to that it will be a recurring thing. So that's fun. I decided to end today by watching a little bit of cable TV, and then going to bed.
Alright, so we're in day 3. Today's another day where I have a lot of classes, so I probably won't be able to talk much. But still, I'll still provide updates to you guys throughout the day.
I decided that in between 2 of my classes, I kind of wanted to do something, so I made the trek down to my local library in Akron, which for a mid-sized city was actually surprisingly large. Alright, back from the library, and have been for quite a while, probably about 7 hours. I haven't had much time to record today, that's why I'm recording this so late, but I actually really enjoy the library. It's a really nice place. If you live in a major city, or even a minor one like Akron, I do recommend visiting your local library every once in a while, because, well, it's pretty much, you can borrow stuff for free. There's no downsides, pretty much. And it's not just books, you got music and movies as well. I, for one, rented this critically acclaimed 2004 movie called Howl's Moving Castle. I have never seen it before, but I've heard it's extremely good, and I'm going to give it a shot later this week. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you today. I'm probably going to watch a bit more Shrek. So, see you tomorrow.
Alright, day 4, no classes today. I am just going to head back to my parents' house, honestly. This is just going to be an easy day.
4th day is another day where I really didn't do much. I hung out with my father for a while, and that's basically it. I played some PSP too, so let me give my thoughts on that.
I actually really like the form factor of consoles like the PSP. It's actually really nice being able to just slip an entire console into your pocket. Some of the games still hold up decently well too. One of my favorites being Hot Shots Golf Open Tee. It's just kind of a basic golf game, but it's just really fun, and it burns time quite well. I also enjoy the Grand Theft Auto games on this thing quite a bit. I mean, obviously any Grand Theft Auto game is going to be a lot of fun, and even with the limited controls of the PSP, they are still an absolute blast. I also enjoy racing games quite a bit, so the PSP has me covered there, as there is a ton of them, and my favorites being Burnout and Midnight Club 3. All those are really fun games, and these will keep me occupied for quite some time. The PSP even has like some mobile games that you'd find from like the early 2010s, like Jetpack Joyride and Angry Birds. Although Jetpack Joyride being my favorite of those two. Gaming is really not much of an issue in this challenge, as the PSP is still loaded.
Music licensing reimagined.
I also wanted to give my takeaways of the challenge so far, so let's roll the clip.
My key takeaways so far are actually pretty positive, mostly. I really like the feeling of being disconnected and not really knowing what's going on. It's kind of like an ignorance is bliss situation. And having a bunch of dedicated devices good at one specific thing, instead of a smartphone, which is more like a jack of all trades, master of none, is also kind of refreshing in a way. The one downside of this challenge, though, is this damn computer. But overall, I will say I'm mostly enjoying the week.
On day 5, I decided to go to the local outdoor mall, Crocker Park. I had to go to the Lego store they had and build this little model train, which will certainly make a nice desk toy. I also played a lot of Hot Shots Golf on my PSP, which was loads of fun.
I didn't really do all that much today, but I still had a pretty good time. I spent a lot of time with my dad at Crocker Park, built my little Lego train, as you can see here, and even got some work done on this computer. I will say the computer seems to be giving me a little less trouble now, so hopefully it remains that way. I do wish I shot some more footage today, but I really did not want to look like a lunatic at the mall. Something I have noticed is the iPod plugged into my car works surprisingly well. I can just put, well, say what playlists I want to play or what albums I want to play, play those albums in the car, and if they haven't finished yet by the time my trip is ended, I can just unplug it and carry on listening through my earphones. I also want to say that I'm still really enjoying this PSP. I might have to play it more than I did in the past, as this is, while it hasn't aged the best, it's still really fun. So yeah, my day was pretty damn good. I hope I have some more stuff for you guys tomorrow though.
Hi, Future Zach here. As you can see by the timestamp, I forgot to record a decent amount of stuff for day 6. I don't even remember what I did that day, so I don't know, roll the clip.
Alright, another day down, day 6 is done, and today was another pretty eventful day. I just did a bunch of homework, which the computer handled okay. However, I think I accidentally blew the speakers out at some point, so it's all crackly now. That's not fun, but earbuds exist, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm also back at my dorm, as you can see from the change of scenery, but that is basically about it for the day. I think I'm gonna go on a walk in a little bit, take some pictures of the sunset, and that'll be it.
While not all the photos were winners, I still got a few decent ones. I really like the lighting in the church one, and I also like the composition in the train tracks one. It's just, this camera still takes really nice photos to this day. I'm actually kind of impressed with it.
Alright, day 7 of 10. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I just got done with my classes. I'm thinking about maybe going to the art museum, actually, the Akron Art Museum, to check some of that stuff out. But yeah, so let's go.
But then, disaster struck.
Well, never mind. It looks like they are closed Monday and Tuesday, so we will have to go Wednesday.
I instead went to the local Walmart, where I went to the CD aisle and picked out a popular album from the early 2000s to listen to on my Discman.
Alright, back from Walmart, I decided to get this CD from a band called System of a Down. This is actually an early 2000s album, so we're going to give it a shot and listen to it on this Discman on a walk.
Music licensing reimagined.
With my Discman in hand, I took a 30-minute walk and listened to the album.
It's been a little while since my walk, but I want to give my thoughts on what I listened to on this album. First of all, as someone who doesn't really listen to metal, this album is loud. I had to keep the volume much lower than I usually do on a CD player, but I enjoyed it. I had no idea what to expect, honestly, but this band seems to be a mix of rock and metal with softer sections in some areas and really hard sections in others, with many of the songs having a bit of both. I personally am not one for metal, but I walk away pleasantly surprised. Of the 8 or so tracks I heard, liked Chop Suey and Gear Dance the most, I think. And I also really liked how jarring Bounce was, just going from a somewhat serious, political toned album to just a pogo stick song. It was a lot more comedic in an album with political themes. The drumming was also really good, so maybe I'll give metal more of a shot, as I actually really found myself enjoying this listen.
To end off the night, I decided to watch the rest of Shrek, which was even better than I remembered it being, and finished the System of a Down album.
It is day 8. We are on the last 3 days of the challenge. This is also another day where I have a lot of classes, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be doing much today other than schoolwork, but let's go on another walk.
And so I went on a walk, equipped with a camera, and after that I went to my classes.
So it is about 5 p.m. at this point, and I just realized I have not given my thoughts on this camera yet, so I thought I would give some thoughts on it. I absolutely love this thing. It is so so much fun to use for
Music
some reason.
licensing
Probably because it's more
reimagined.
tactile, and like there's actual buttons to click and knobs to pull. I love this thing, and I will definitely use it more from now on. Even the battery on this thing still holds up after like 20 years. It still holds a good charge, and I'm able to use it for days on end. That's impressive.
After my last class, I went to the library to print out a few things. One of the few times in this challenge where I actually had to use modern technology.
It is now nighttime, so I am just going to head back to my dorm and get some assignments done, I guess, and watch maybe that Howl's Moving Castle movie.
I walked to my dorm and was able to get some more work done tonight, and then I decided to give a few thoughts. I gotta say, for this technology being so old, it still seems to work surprisingly okay for modern day use. I mean, yeah, this laptop is atrocious, but everything else seems to work perfectly fine. The iPod, the CD player, the camera, even this microphone, 2005, still sounds pretty darn. Even the flip phone, T9 texting, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I'm also more in the moment when it comes to things. I'm not doom scrolling on my phone at night anymore. It's kind of nice in some ways. The keen of you may have noticed that there's no day 9 or day 10 of this challenge. Remember how at the beginning of the video I said I failed? Well, here's what happened. Day 9 was supposed to be a really special day. I had planned to go to a Doobie Brothers concert. There was just one little problem. When I bought the tickets a few months prior, I did not select the paper ticket option on Ticketmaster. I didn't get to print them because of that. I had to bring my normal phone with me. You see where this is going? And during the concert intermissions, I used my phone a ton. I spent lots of the intermission just scrolling. Why? I have no idea. I felt like I was doing fine without it, but unfortunately, I kind of failed the challenge right near the finish line. I decided to end it after that, so day 9 remains unfinished, and day 10 never happened. So if I failed the challenge, what exactly can I salvage from it? I guess I can share my thoughts now, 2 months after the video was supposed to be out. I actually liked the feeling of being disconnected for starters, not being able to reach me at all times. For example, during the challenge, a political assassination kind of happened, and while I don't really want to go too deep into that, not having my day at the zoo ruined by the moment of my Discord notifications blowing up, it was actually kind of nice. I could just focus on me and not other things I kind of have no business in. I also really liked the idea of dedicated devices. I get that it's nice having a smartphone do everything, but having separate things that do one thing and one thing well was actually really refreshing. The PSP destroys my phone, not necessarily in power, but in sheer fun. The iPod does interrupt my music with constant notifications and calls. Not having choice paralysis with all the movies on Netflix and actually owning a movie I love just feels good. Even the camera! This camera has a leg up on my phone in some aspects, because this is better zoom, and it's optical zoom at that. Meaning quality doesn't really degrade when you zoom in. The only part I couldn't stand was the laptop. That part sucked, but overall, even though I failed, I did really like many parts of the challenge. For the most part, it's not bad at all. It can actually be really nice, like I said above. Much of this stuff may seem obsolete, and in many ways it is. But I can appreciate how good some of these devices hold up. So the camera still takes decent photos, the PSP can still play fun games. Even this iPod still plays music 20 years on. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. It still plays music 20 years on. It's old, but in many ways, it's still gold. And with that, I think we can close the book on this little challenge. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much for watching. I might try more things like this on the future depending on how this video goes. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave a comment. I could seriously use help from the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.